Am I the asshole for eating a cookie that contained egg in front of my vegetarian boyfriend? Edit 1. My boyfriend follows Jainism and hence the strict diet. You can read more about it on internet. Edit 2. I stated vegetarian and not vegan because he does eat cheese, butter and other products made using animal milk. Edit 3. He isn't trying to convert me. I'm a Hindu and Jainism and Hinduism already have a lot of similarities and differences. In India, legally, the term Hindu is an umbrella term and covers Jainism. So, legally speaking, Jains are Hindus too. Please read more about it. The title makes it sound way too absurd, but I couldn't think of any other way to put it. 22F, practice vegetarian diet but not strictly, i.e. I eat eggs but not meat. I absolutely love baked desserts and I don't mind if they contain eggs. However, if an eggless alternative is available for the same, then I go for the eggless one. Having said that, day before yesterday, my boyfriend, 24M, and I were having a movie night and ordered food. We received 2 freebies with the order: 1 eggless almond chocolate cookie and 1 choco chip chocolate-filled cookie which contained egg. I shared the eggless one. My boyfriend, he follows the vegetarian diet strictly, doesn't even eat root vegetables. Therefore eggs and meat are absolutely off the chart due to his religious beliefs, which I respect, and then I proceeded to eat the choco-filled cookie. As I was going to eat it, my boyfriend interrupted me and said, "Are you really going to eat it?" To which I replied yes, and he gave me a disappointing look and I replied that it's my choice what I want to eat. He got disappointed and didn't talk to me for an hour or so and wasn't even paying attention to the movie and started playing games on his phone. I too was hurt, so I didn't discuss this at that moment, but I brought the topic today. I told him that me eating a cooking that contains egg shouldn't affect him this much, and even if he felt bad about it, there's a way to react. Not talking to me and going quiet was absurd and in a way controlling behavior from his side. He just kept repeating that I'm someone he cares about and that he doesn't want me to eat anything containing egg or meat, and that I clearly had an alternative, the eggless almond cookie. At this moment I was infuriated because his arguments were sounding really dumb to me, so I first explained him how an almond cookie and choco-filled cookie are different in taste and that if he cares so much about the animals, he should start a group and organize protests and initiate a plea to ban non-vegetarian food. This is where I think I might be an asshole bcoz. I said all of it in a rude and sarcastic tone. We never talk to each other rudely even when we are trying to solve our differences. Am I the asshole for being rude and eating the cookie containing egg knowing that my boyfriend strictly practices vegetarian diet? Note 1. Whenever we go out, 90% of the times I have the same thing as he orders bcoz. Firstly, the food portion size is large and hence can't be finished by one person, therefore, I don't order my separate food as I don't believe in wastage of food, and secondly, he can't have what I order as most of times it contains onion, garlic etc. etc. Not talking to me and going quiet was absurd and in a way controlling behavior from his side. It 100% was controlling behavior. You haven't gone 100% vegetarian. Maybe one day you will, maybe one day you won't. But that's your choice to make. If this is a deal breaker for him, then it's a deal breaker for him. That's his choice to make. Not the asshole vegetarians can eat eggs, it's vegans that can't. Your personal diet is not your BF's decision. Not the asshole. His life choices are his, and not yours. His religious beliefs are his, and not yours. He is attempting to force his beliefs on you, even if subtly. You didn't force him to eat it, so he doesn't get to prevent you from eating it. Eat whatever you wish. If he has a problem, it's his problem. You're not the asshole, and your boyfriend is being ridiculous. He needs to respect the line between his opinions and your opinions. And you deserve to eat what you wish. Not the asshole. I'm an adult, I'll eat what I want. Sorry if that offends someone. Am I the asshole for calling my girlfriend a cheapskate? My GF, 27F, and I, 30M, are pretty different in terms of spending money. She makes about $140K as a QA developer. But she is a total cheapskate. When I first started dating her, I really liked her being more frugal because my ex and I broke up partly because of her horrible spending habits. But it's excessive and I find her always thinking about saving money when it's inconvenient. She waited 5 months until an electric toothbrush she really wanted went on sale to save $30. She had one but it wasn't good and she complained it turned off randomly, but she wouldn't get a new one until it went on sale. She was bridesmaid at a friend's wedding and stayed at the bride and groom's house rather than get an Airbnb, different state. I told her to get one because it's rude to making your friend host her when they are busy getting ready for the wedding, but she said they told her she could stay because she was the only bridesmaid flying from out of state. I said they were just being polite, but she did anyway. She never drinks anything on dates even when I'm paying. No alcohol, but also nothing but water. She says drinks are too expensive and always just drinks water. Her grocery budget isn't cheap, she loves steak. But she refuses to go out. She always wanted to cook at home because she thinks restaurant food is overpriced. The only takeout we eat is Domino's because she has coupons. She has skipped out on hanging out with friend because they exceed her eating out once every 2 weeks rule, but she makes 6 figures. She has a FabFitFun subscription that she pays for yearly and then saves the nicest things as gifts for friends and family to save money. She never actually buys gifts for people with them in mind, she just gives them the things from her subscriptions because it's way discounted. There's a lot more examples like that. Yesterday we started on a week-long vacation to Key West and we needed to get from the airport to our Airbnb. She was talking to another couple who she found out was going to an Airbnb nearby where we were staying and asked to carpool since we would need an Uber. I said I wanted to just get our own Uber, but she picked a fight with me saying as long as she was paying half of the Uber we should go with the cheaper option. I got sick of arguing and we all got on the same Uber. We still had to walk 10 minutes as the Uber dropped us off in between our destinations, and I was pissed at her for no being willing to pay an extra $20 so we could be comfortable. We had a fight about it and I called her a cheapskate. She attacked me on my previous relationship saying I only want a woman who will spend money exactly how I think they should, and if they spend more or less than what I want I throw tantrum. But we both paid money for the Uber, and if I paid $10 I should be able to not have to carpool on vacation. I don't know if I can handle her cheapskate ways anymore, but am I the asshole here? Edit. She doesn't have student loans, she already paid them off. Any debt? She owns her own townhouse and paid her car in cash. She has probably a decade of savings built up. She doesn't need to save. She is also into fire and grew up middle class. You are the asshole. It's her money. If you want money to be spent, spend your own. She has a money philosophy that will get her financial security for life. There's nothing wrong with that. You could have gotten your very own Uber to the Airbnb. Info. Has she ever explained why she likes to save money on those things? Question. How do you think she paid off all those things you listed at the end? Y'all aren't compatible financially. That doesn't mean you have to stay together to drive each other nuts with behaviors you don't like in each other. Nah. Info. She grew up poor, didn't she? Am I the asshole for telling my husband's AP that her needs are not my problem? Edit. I meant my ex's husband on the title, I can't change it, sorry. I, F33, was married to my husband, M38, for 4 years, 10 years together in total, before we got divorced 3 years ago. The cause of our divorce was him cheating with a woman, F22. We have 2 kids, M6, and F4, together. I have primary custody over our kids. His AP moved with him and his mom after the divorce, and they have a 3-month-old boy. My ex and I still have to co-parent our kids, so we are in contact regularly. We also live a few blocks away. Particularly as my own family lives away and I don't always want to bother friends or neighbors. I still call him when we have a problem in our home. I mean problems with the car, a faucet leaking, if he needs to pick up the kids from school because something came up to me, etc. His AP has complained before, although my ex told her he had a responsibility with his kids and needs to help. However, in the last few months she's been complaining a lot more. My ex told me this a few times. My ex Mill, who lives with them, also told me that AP complains all the time because my ex has to help us out sometimes and she has had to tell her to not get in between my ex and his kids. Honestly, if she would just complain to him then I wouldn't care. But last Thursday I had to call him because our youngest had a bad cough, so I told him to go to the drugstore to buy some syrup for him. It was late, like 1 a.m. when I called him. While I was talking to him about what syrup to buy, his AP took the phone and she had the nerve to tell me it was late and to stop thinking that her husband was gonna run after me wherever I wanted. I told her to stay out of it and to let me talk with my ex. She continued complaining and told me he was not gonna go hoy stuff for me, and if I needed something I could go to the drugstore myself because he's with his family and she and her kid need him too. She told me I'm monopolizing his time. I told her that quite honestly I don't care about her or her needs, neither do I care for the needs of their kid. She called me names and told me I kept everything after the divorce and I still pretend I'm still married to my ex, She told me he has a new family and I don't know what else. I got sick and told her if she didn't want a guy with a family then she shouldn't have fucked married men. I told him that I'll wait the syrup and hang up. He did bring the syrup a while later so I was willing to let it go. My ex-Mill came to visit the kids on Saturday and she told me that AP got very angry and her and my ex had a big argument. She ended up leaving with the baby and hasn't came back. Later I was talking with my coworker about this and she told me she does kinda get App's point and she told me I was kinda mean for telling her she's not important, especially since she had a baby not long ago and may be going through a hard time. I don't think I was out of place, but what do you think? Edit. He told me to call him if anything broke in my house. He doesn't mind it, only his AP does mind. Not the asshole lol, she should nt have fucked married men. Lol, I truly can't believe that Ops being called the A for not having proper boundaries with a married father. Literally the current wife was literally sleeping with a married man of 2, like now she's concerned with boundaries? Current wife's just scared that she's next to be left by the husband. Honestly, okay sign. Is your ex an NPC? It does sound like you need to come to terms with the fact that your husband has a new family and you perhaps need to find a new partner of your own. I think this is more of family relationship issues and less of an am I the asshole sort of thing. Wrong forum. Op. How often are you calling him to fix stuff in the middle of the night?